Okay, I've gone ahead and I've drafted in a crosshair right here in the middle of the actual top view of the card. So, and to figure that out, I just basically I took the 3 1/8 and divided that by 2, and I've got 1 1/16, so it'd be 1 5/16, so 1.565. So anyway, got that, did that on both sides, and I got a center point here. Now, when I look at my tissue box right here, I've got this measurement here, which says it's that it's 2 3/8. Okay, that's not a problem. So it's 2 3/8 1-to-1 scale. And remember, we're drawing half scale. I forgot about doing that earlier. So I'll come back here and I'll clear my math out here. So I'll say, let's see, it's 2 3/8 should be 0.375. I'm not sure about decimals and 3/8 and 16ths and all that. Go to richardplatt.net and go to the Southeast Engineering, and on the engineering pull down you'll see a reference that talks to the reference section, and from there there's the first thing on the list is a fractional chart that shows you fractions, decimals, and millimeters. This gets a lot of use. I mean, you ought to go ahead and print one of those out, put it where you can get to it. Okay, so the whole was 2.375. We're going to divide that by 2 because we're dealing with remember, half scale in our drawing. Well, let's further divide that by 2 because we need the radius. So I'll go ahead and do that by 2 and I get the radius, which says it's 0.59375. So basically it's 5/16. Let's double check that. So 5/16, no, actually it's not 5/16, it's 9/16. So it says 0.59375, 59375, actually it's 1930 seconds. So that's why you had to print this chart out. So 1930 seconds. So, well, 1830 seconds is ½ inch. So it's basically a 30-second over that measurement. So I'll take my scale here, and I'll take my compass, and I will find, actually on the compass you can actually see that that nomenclature you're talking about. In fact, it's probably a little clearer if I move my t-square over. So I got to go find that scale, so I see it right here. So it's basically, use my pencil to print this out. It's basically, if this is a ½ inch, it's this mark right here next to that. That's a 16th and that's an 8th. So it's going to be that mark right there, the one right after a ½ inch, is your 1930 seconds. So what I'll do is just put my pencil, or my compass right there, and I'll just, excuse me, tune it where it goes all the way in, like you're seeing here. Okay, I got a little too far in, so I'll make a quick adjustment. And let's do that a little bit more. Okay, so we got it exactly where we need it. Now, in drawing our circle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here in the center, as you can see, and I'm going to drag it. And I'll draw my circle. Okay? It's kind of light, but I'll go ahead and do that again. If you punch through your paper, that's okay. It's kind of part of the process. And as I go over and over it, the line gets darker and darker, and I keep going both ways to get that line. So there's my circle for my opening. Now proportionally, that looks correct, as you can tell. It looks, a little bit more accurate. You can see it. I don't know if you can see both of these at the same time. I hope you can, but proportionally the size of the circle versus the outer area here makes it look correct. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to dimension that. So again, our opening was 2 3/8, I believe it was. Let's double check again. So it's going to be 2 and let's see here, 3/8. All right. So we'll go ahead and dimension this circle. And what I'm going to do on that is bring my 3060 up here, along with my trusty old T-square. And probably what I'm going to do, just to make this kind of look simpler, is I'll just come off of this point right here. Probably need a 45-degree angle, but we'll go ahead and draw it at a 45 degree. I'll just use these two vertices right here. I'll come off this here to a certain point, and then I'll come over here with my T-square, so you can see a little bit better. I'll come across there, and come about right there, and I can go ahead and put my dimension in, which would be 2 3/8. So it would be 2 3/8 of an inch. Okay, where's my good old friend, the Racer Shield? Your shield is right here. And based on the fact that I'm going to the outer edge, signifies I'm talking about the diameter. Okay, so that's good. So now let's kind of clean this up a little bit. You can leave the crosshairs in there if you need. A lot of people who do drafting will do that as well. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and need to get started on doing the drafting of this guy. So in drafting of this guy, probably what's going to be best is for us to go ahead and before we get started on that, we'll go ahead and stop right now and we'll come back and do that part.